Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Potter, editor for school and concert music for EC Shermer and ECS Publishing. And today I'm very excited to have Rollo Dilworth, Dr. Rollo Dilworth, and Mark Stover. I'm going to say Dr. Mark Stover because he's this close to finishing his DMA.
I'm
And
done, man. It's
you're
done.
done?
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is a celebration for everyone. Dr. Mark Stover, congrats. Woo! Um, we are here to talk about a very special person and to make an announcement. The special person is Ysaÿe Barnwell, and ECS Publishing is very excited to be the producer of the Ysaÿe Barnwell collection. And so I've asked for Dr. Stover and Dr. Dilworth to join us, and we're going to talk about this wonderful collection. So I'm going to start with Rollo. Rollo, will you please talk about Ysaÿe's impact on our singing community?
Thank you, Kenny. There's so many things that one could say, and I think Dr. Ysaÿe Barnwell has been a trailblazer in the choral community for a long time. I mean, she really, along with her partners in Sweet Honey in the Rock, really sort of laid the foundation in developing choral music, group singing activities that really challenge us to think critically about the society in which we live. Um, she combines history and culture and societal context in her music in ways that are very unique. And and I think a lot of her music remains very relevant and important to the choral canon to this day, which I think is what is so exciting about this collection that ECS is producing and curating.
And Dr. Stover, you had the pleasure and challenge of writing your final document for your DMA on Ysaÿe Barnwell's music. And will you just share what you learned and what makes it special? Most people know Wanting Memories, but there's so much more. Can you expound on that?
I think, when you encounter the music of Ysaÿe Barnwell, you encounter her in the most profound way. I mean, they are the music and she are so intricately enmeshed. And I think it is an empowering experience to sing the music of Dr. Barnwell. There is so much relevance. This is music that she's been writing since 1980. And here in 2024, I think you can see in the breadth of her catalog, it still resonates deeply with a contemporary moment. Her music is intrinsically rhythmic. There's so much kind of vitality in the rhythmic texture of her writing. And there's such an accessibility, I feel like, to what she does melodically. One of her great strengths, and I think this is a unique aspect of her as a composer, is her capacity to be a tremendous writer of original texts that then combine with her creative imagination as a composer and music maker. So there's just such a connectivity to her as a person as you sing the music that she has composed over the years. I think also a lot of her music is kind of, as Rollo was mentioning, is kind of inspired by and born out of the oral tradition. And so there's a lot of music that I think has this accessibility, but it's simultaneously got great sophistication because of the messages of the music, because of the way that she integrates voicings, rhythm, and the melodic material that really becomes something that you're instantly attracted to when you hear a song that's composed by Ysaÿe Barnwell.
Absolutely. And you said the word accessibility. And as we are going through the repertoire, and some of the pieces have been around for a while, and we're giving them a fresh look, maybe even adjusting the keys to make them more accessible. And as they are coming out, Wanting Memories is already out with a beautiful cover that represents her beautifully, I think. Rollo and Mark, what pieces stand out as an opportunity for singers to experience? In other words, what pieces are you going to be programming in the near future?
That's a great question. Well, I think I have programmed Wanting Memory so many times, but I still think, as Dr. Stover said, the message remains so relevant. So I'm looking forward to programming the four-part version that's in C major for more sort of SATV voices, but also other voicings that will make this piece accessible to perhaps a treble choir. So Wanting Memories will always, I think, be number one for me. But I love spiritual, for example. And I think one of my favorites is also No Mirrors, No Mirrors in My Nana's House. As Dr. Stover pointed out, Dr. Barnwell is an amazing storyteller. And she's able, through narrative and the musical, the intricate and exciting and vibrant musical lines that she writes, she can really, really tell a story that's relatable. And the message of finding the beauty within yourself and allowing other people to see that beauty, maybe even before you see it within yourself, is certainly not just culturally specific to Ysaÿe Barnwell and having and growing up African American and having a nana, but there's so many sort of humanly universal messages in that as well. And I think her music speaks to very wide audiences and will inspire others. And I hope that through programming that music, that people will really not only become better artists, but become better humans as a result of these experiences and these stories that Dr. Barnwell is able to tell like no other.
Mm, beautiful.
Yeah, it's well said. I absolutely resonate with those words. And I feel like a piece like Spiritual, for example, when you hear Sweet Honey in the Rock perform that piece, it's so inspiring because of how they just have this way of doing it. You feel the connection of all the singers within that ensemble, but you also feel this individuality to it. When it opens and a soloist just sings "Can't No One Know" at sunrise how this day is gonna end. Can't no one know at sunset if the next day will begin. And like that alone, those words and the way it is intoned, I think is something that can challenge every singer to like think about your life, think about the meaning. There's just so much substance in this music that Dr. Barnwell has created, and it's gritty. It calls out real life challenges that we face, and I think it has that empowering quality that I know from my perspective when I'm programming concerts, I want to find music that is going to stimulate that mind to think about our lives, but also, and move us emotionally because of the way that the music does that, and challenge us to really commit to style and commit to the aspects of music making that I think are demanding in these scores that Dr. Barnwell's given us. So all of that, I mean, my gosh, No Mirrors is one of those pieces I think every choir needs to sing. At some point, it's a joy to sing. It has that kind of Wanting Memories appeal, but most people don't know it. And so that's when it's like, check that piece out because it tells such a poignant story and the beauty of everything was in her eyes. I just think about the power of that text, how we can be held by the love of another person, and that can be so meaningful. So yeah, there's a lot to get excited about in this Ysaÿe Barnwell collection that I think this is just the beginning of what's possible to connect choral communities all over the United States and all over the world to her music.
Uh, couldn't say it better myself. This is an important project for the entire choral community. She is a gem, and we're so fortunate that she has so much repertoire available to us. And again, we'll be producing pieces starting now and moving forward. So Dr. Mark Stover from University of Michigan and Dr. Rollo Dilworth from Temple University. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and we look forward to chatting again.
Thank you.
Thank you.